Joe pitched pretty well today. I did like what I saw from Joe. I think everyone did. Pete was happy. He pounded the zone. He didn't walk anybody, right? He was in there the whole day, throwing strikes. The stuff was good. Towards the end of the outing, I think he was a little gassed, but he found a way to kind of work through it, battle through it, and gave us a really nice outing. I mean, we're right in the game. When he comes out of the game, we're right there. We held him down pretty good, and Joe was the biggest part of that.
Okay. The line drive off the...
You know, I can't. I just walked in off the field, so it's hard for me to say. I haven't talked to the trainers about it. He got hit. The video didn't quite match up with what he was saying to us on the mound, but then he said he was fine. He said, "I'm fine," but he didn't pitch like he was fine after that, and that's something that when the players talking to Nick out there, Nick, our trainer, if they say they're fine, they don't feel anything. You can assume they're fine, but I think we're going to go check on him and make sure everything's all right. I hope he's all right, but he didn't throw the ball great. He wasn't commanding the ball really well at all after he got the comebacker, and that was the big inning. That was the big inning for them. It's probably one of the tales of the game is just that inning. We give up 3 runs. It's hard to get out of that spot without them scoring after we're already a little bit behind because of those base runners. And so the other guys that came in the game, they threw the ball fine, but giving up those runs, it kind of gave them a pad to little room to work with, and we were down. We got to score some runs. We got to find a way to get some base runners out there, get the guys going. The balls that we have hit good, really haven't gotten a ton out of it. Carlos hit some balls good today. Again, just got to keep having some good at bats and find a way to get base runners.
What did he do?
Fetty did what he normally does. He looked like the same guy that we've seen before. He uses that cutter a lot, and it's a good pitch to both lefties and righties. And he kind of wedges it on up there at the top of the zone, and you don't know if it's going to rise or if it's going to kind of cut across or exactly what it's going to do, but he's good with it. He commands it well, and he attacked us in the zone for the most part, and he was tough. He always mixes as well as anybody in the game, and that's what we saw again.
You mentioned you had a couple of bad breaks on well-hit balls both days, but putting a lot of balls in play in general, but not getting a lot to show for it. I mean, what do you kind of make of that right side, downside? I mean, what do you kind of make of a lot of balls in play, but not much to show?
We want to keep just barreling a lot of balls. That's really the name of the game, and where we'd like more than what we've had, but we've had some guys hit some balls hard. Ty has had good at bats, and most of his swings have been outs, but they're all they're barrels. They've been really good swings. And there's a few other guys too. So we just need to stay. The guys that are swinging it good but not getting much out of it, they got to keep doing what they're doing and not try to do something else.
I know it's 2 games. You can't make too much of 2 games out of 162. But you guys worked to put a good start out here. Be ready. How tough is it? 2 games that kind of look like this, where we're in it for a little bit, but then we kind of got non-competitive at the end again.
Yeah, obviously not what we're aiming for. It's not the objective, but it's got a long season to go. We played 2 games. I'm not sweating 2 ball games. I think there were a lot of positive things that we saw out there from our guys. And a lot of the times the confidence comes, you start breaking an inning open and a game open, and some of those line drives, find some grass and guys are running around the bases. It's amazing what happens.